we got a Zoom meeting with, Mr. Ludo, is that his name? Jeff?
Yeah, the county administrator,
County administrator and his assistant.
Aludo.
Yeah.
Jeff.
And, I had a little problem with my microphone on my computer, so I didn't have much to say.
Well, I listened to the, obviously I was there. So they presented us, I think I sent that, did I send that to everybody?
I couldn't get the attachment to download it.
You sent it to the people who were on the call. I was on the call,
Yeah.
Bill was on the call, you were on the call.
And you,
I got it.
you got it.
Yeah, he got it, I couldn't.
Was it just you guys, or were all the areas on it?
It broke down to everybody. So it broke down Miami Township, ourselves, and the Village of Cleves.
It's truthfully the same, almost, I looked at the numbers here tonight, it's almost the same numbers they gave us back in May. When they were trying to get the other townships involved, and that didn't happen, and they've just kind of gone on and acted like they're not even gonna deal with it. That's what they've kind of said.
It's not good, it was not a good meeting. They opened the meeting by saying, I think Doug asked about Miami, about Whitewater Township, Crosby Township, Harrison Township. And the administrator and Ludo said that, they really don't have any money to pay, so we're only gonna deal with you, Miami Township, and Cleves, and here's the rates. But he did say that the county commissioners gave him a lot of discretion on what amount would actually be charged. I'm assuming that he exercised that discretion on what he presented that day. If he didn't,
Well, I looked at it, and truthfully, he did for 2023,
yeah,
but within the next 5 years, it all catches up.
Yeah, so basically, what, year one is 90-some thousand?
97,000.
In year five, it goes to 180,000.
Yeah.
And what are we collecting?
About 78,000 a year. So I told him over and over again, I said, I think, we like the fact that sheriff, we have a liaison, they patrol this area, even though we don't have a lot of activity here. But our residents passed a levy for public safety. So I said, we'd be willing to pay you what we're getting for our public levy. And they have never come back and said, okay, we'll agree to that.
Yeah, they just didn't answer us.
And Miami Township is in there, they're paying, I think, $500,000 right now for one car. They'll now have two cars with this, right?
Right, I mean, that plan's a two-car plan, it's more expensive than there's a three-car plan,
Yeah.
but we can't even talk about that. And with the two-car plan, Miami Township now pays for one full-time car, 24 hours a day. And everything I've heard is they can't cover one car.
Yeah.
And so the county's providing extra coverage because they need to, they're getting calls for service. So they're using more than one car. And that's all they're gonna be paying for if the three of us go together. Cleves uses about 3 times calls for service as we do. We're not gonna get any patrol time anyway, because they're gonna be.
I don't think we really need patrol time, quite honestly. I mean, we got 1 square mile, they have to cover
We
6
really
miles
don't.
of road.
And
I mean, doesn't take a long time if something happens to get here.
in order for the county to go between Miami Township and Cleves and
Yeah.
surrounding area, they have to go right through here anyway.
Yeah, so it's,
So, I mean, they're going through North Bend whether they like it or not.
that was my point on the call. I mean, if there's a need for service,
Yes.
who's gonna get dispatched? The officer that we're paying for is gonna get dispatched to Crosby, Harrison,
Yeah.
or Whitewater Township, and we won't have coverage.
Right.
The other thing that I saw in there, Bill, and I'm not sure where we got the 6.1 miles of road
Oh, they got.
from Strasser?
That's on Google.
No, I
They
think
got-
it's,
they
because
actually-
they have said a lot more,
It was down to 9.3.
nine.
No, I think it's just under 7, it was
That's
like
what I
Yeah,
thought.
so
I
I think
remember
they,
6 something maybe.
I think they took the
like
whole
6.7,
North Bend zip code
Yeah.
when they
yeah.
pulled
Yes,
this
that's a
number.
third.
Because that would drop us down a few more percentage points. They wanted us to be 8.4% of the total cost.
Would there be a reason to like kind of step back and, I know you chatted with Addison about, the opportunity to work with the sheriff, but say, okay, 1 car, North Bend and Addison, and then, if they're gonna raise the price a little bit, but split
Well,
between the
I
two
know
of us.
they actually said if Addison came into this deal, our price would go down.
Yeah, I don't know how big Addison is.
They're about our size.
Okay,
same amount of population, the same, areas, similar.
But Mayor, it sounded like when you said you talked to Mayor Addison,
Lisa, my mayor,
she had thoughts of us combining with them,
yeah,
with their police department.
yeah.
And when he explained that we're not interested in that, I didn't sound like he was interested in
I
joining.
would think about like the overhead costs.
Well, I think they thought that if they went with Hamilton County, that their cost was gonna be a whole lot more than actually what it will be. I think she was misinformed with what her price, cause they pay, their police force, about $250,000 a year they pay. They get about 300, they cost about $350, and they collect about $100,000 in fines, they said, to offset through their mayor's court and stuff like that, so $250. And I'm like,
Yeah, you're not, she's not gonna.
ours was, we're looking at our first year, 90 whatever. So, I know they're discussing it there. I have not had a discussion since, but they just wanted to kind of know what our relationship with the county was, how responsive they were. I'm like, we've never had one issue
Yeah, and
with them being our coverage. And they're about the same size, same population. So, I
And
said,
I was surprised that he, the administrator said he had not approached them. I mean, yeah.
I
there's
sent him all the
several-
information after that call. I gave him
Yeah.
Lisa's contact
I
information.
just,
Yeah, it's just,
I wasn't happy with the meeting at all. Like I
I
said,
don't
it's
think-
kind of rehashed numbers. It was the same ones we gave.
I don't think he really wants to pursue this, quite honestly. I think he's being asked to pursue it by the sheriff. I mean, cause when did we have that initial meeting over at Miami Township with all the townships?
Way
Way
back, yeah, that was. a few
Only
years ago.
February, March, April
Oh,
time?
this, the latest one we had.
The one where we had, all of us met,
Right, and then we had the one out at the,
Miami Township Trust, yeah, Miami,
Hamilton County too, but, neither time, but that's right, you weren't able to make that one.
I was at, the one I was at Miami Township was,
Miami
that's where
Township,
everybody was
yeah,
there,
everybody.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's just,
Like you said,
as of right now, nothing has been decided, nothing has been said, we have to do this. Yeah, I basically continue to say that, you know, we're willing to pay you what we get collected in our police, in our public safety levy.
I just,
And,
and we left it there.
yeah, so,
They did ask for a response, which you said,
That's
we'll
what-
discuss it at the council meeting.
so, that's what we're having.
I just think if they're not willing to participate, or we're with a group of, you know, communities that don't wanna participate, let's find someone that does and, you know, see if we can go in on something.
Well, I don't think we wanna do, I think I personally like dealing with the county, because we get access to all their assets.
Yeah,
They
I
have,
think-
if we ever need them, right? We really, I mean, at the end of the day, have we needed helicopters, have we needed boats? You know, detectives, I think we've used their detectives once.
Yeah,
And,
but I mean, yeah, their quality of policing is obviously
Yeah.
higher in small cities.
you got professional.
No, I agree to go the sheriff route.
But
I
right
just-
now, I mean, if they're gonna just bring it up every once in a while, and we say, we're gonna pay you what we're getting on our safety levy, and they keep walking away, I mean, might as well just stay with it.
Right.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Ohio Revised Codes requires them to provide service to this area, not patrolling, but if something happens, they have to by statute.
There was a, article written by a reporter for WCPO reporting on Sheriff McGuffey's plea to the commissioners. In conjunction with her 2023 budget to increase the sheriff's budget by $15 million, and that part of that should be paid $1 million by Harrison Township, $1 million by Crosby Township, and $1 million by Whitewater Township. That's what the report, that's what the article said, they had a picture of Sheriff McGuffey up in front of the commissioners making that request. So that's, that's not gonna happen.
But that's why I think the administrator is being
Yep.
on these calls, because the sheriff is,
You're stuck in the box.
it's, but they got, what, how much, $150 million through ARPA?
They got,
You
The
got-
county got $150 million in ARPA funds. So, you know, and they increased the sales tax when, a couple years back, right?
Just a few years ago.
Hey. All right,